Hey, what's going on, guys? Sorry for the bad lighting. Sorry for no background. I still don't have anything hung up in my office. So, apologize for the blank wall. Apologize for not letting you guys know in advance of going live. Sorry for the pixelation. I don't really have my ideal kind of camera setup, audio setup, live setup how I would like. So, apologies that it's not as professional as I'd like it to be. But it's been a minute since I did a live. Want to catch up with you guys on my Honda S2000. Some of the videos I do want to make or don't want to make. Want to get your guys' thoughts, opinions, but also want to say thanks for all the support on the channel. But if you guys are here, leave a comment. Let's say hi. Give a thumbs up. It's been a minute since I've done a live. Apologize. It's taken me so long, but yeah, here we are. Hopefully, you guys are ready for the weekend. I know I am, but thank you guys for the support. I also have a detailing channel. If you guys aren't familiar with that, it's Gone in 60 Detailing. Look it up, subscribe. I got a lot of videos on that platform, on that channel, and it's starting to do pretty decent. So, nothing in particular. I like comparing a lot of different detailing products, like doing head to head comparisons, like seeing kind of what's out there, what's different, what changes. And so, yeah, make sure and subscribe to Gone on 60 Detailing if you guys haven't. And yeah, a lot of exciting things to talk about. So I'll jump into some things, and then as questions come in over the chat, I'll be more than happy to answer them, be more than happy to go over them. But I want to talk about the videos I've been making for like the last several months. So I would say over the last 6 months, I've had the best income I've had on YouTube in a while. And it's me filming videos in front of my house in with the sunset in the background. And those videos for me, I really don't like making just because I like driving around. I like adding different elements to it. I don't necessarily like just kind of talking and showing the car, but those seem to be resonating. I'll share with you guys some things on YouTube that's interesting. So, if you own right now, if you want to start a YouTube channel and you wanted to go buy a Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, or if you wanted to go buy a Honda Civic Si, uh, both of those cars pretty expensive for what they are. I mean, the ZL1's still a great bargain, getting the 60s, 70s, 80s. Honda Civic Si, depending if you had markup, or even just a regular Honda Civic. On YouTube, you will get much more views on a Honda Civic than you would on a Camaro ZL1. The reason for it is a lot of the views on YouTube don't come from your subscribers. In fact, that's the only thing that kicks off the video. A lot of your views come from search on YouTube. It comes from what people are searching for, and more people search for a Honda Civic than they do Camaro ZL1, and so therefore YouTube pushes that to audiences. I mean, I would say only about five, maybe 10, but probably more like 5% of my subscribers view my videos. It's a very small amount. And the challenge I've had is I do like older cars, or, like even like announcing the S2000. If you watch my watch time on my Honda S2000 video, it's terrible. It's only 2 minutes. If I would have put Honda S2000 in the title or shown the Honda S2000 in a picture, that video, I think right now it's at 1,400 views, 1,500 views. I can't remember. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But yeah, that video, if I would have done, so that video is at 1,300 views. If I would have put Honda S2000 in the description, or if I would have showed Honda S2000 as the picture on the car, that video would have got a couple hundred views, a few hundred views. Like, and it has to do with search, and that's what YouTube's about. My Honda S2000 video. I mean, who doesn't want to see the beautiful leaves of the fall time here in Utah? Cruising around in a convertible manual with VTEC revving to 8,900 RPM. I knew when I made that video, I was debating on releasing it today, because what happens when you have a bad video on YouTube, you're going to have consequently or subsequently uh, future videos that aren't going to be as popular. They're not going to do as good. The reality is older cars, they don't do well on YouTube at all. I can point out to you like you know Cameron. Gosh, what is his name? Cameron. He's a big Honda YouTuber. He bought a Mustang, did terrible. Bought a Terminator Mustang, did terrible. You guys watch Who Is Louis channel, was all about Dodge, and and then he went to a BMW and completely lost his views. And that's someone with 30 to 40,000 subscribers. Like Heavy Metal Rex, I see you on here. If you switch tomorrow from a Subaru to a different platform, you would it would be tough. But once you get in kind of a rhythm of a certain brand or a certain car, of all of the cars that I've owned, so I've owned Bullet Mustang. That did terrible because it was super specific, super unique. I owned Dodge Challenger Scat Pack. That was a basic one, and that one did really well. I owned a Camaro SS1LE. Those cars were all $50,000 plus. My Mazda RX-8 didn't do that great. It's probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite cars that I've owned. The Supra did okay because it's not relatable, it's not searchable. My Subaru WRX has been some of my best videos, and same with the Toyota GR86. The problem I have as a content creator is there's content creators out there, like it's I kind of laugh following like the main Dodge YouTube creators out there because it's they make the same videos over and over again. How to tint your tail lights, how to tint this light, and they have no new content to share. Dodge doesn't release new products, and the reason they stick with Dodge a lot of times isn't because I think they like the cars better. It's because it's what their audience is used to, and that's why when I created my channel, I wanted to switch up different brands because when I switched from Dodge to Ford, man, I got so much hate. And I'm a car enthusiast. I've always tried to be really real with you guys, and I haven't always made the popular decisions. I've made the decisions of what I like and what I enjoy. But if you guys are out there kind of doing YouTube, you need to think about search on YouTube, especially if you're trying to be successful at it. Like the Honda S2000 has been a dream car for me, and I don't know how much content I'll make on it. But the thing that's hard for me is I want to make the content and film it. However, it'll hurt my WRX videos. It'll hurt any other GR86 videos I have. It's similar to any post on social media. If you follow Instagram, Facebook, whatever, if you have one post that's really viral, your next post will be really viral, your video will be really viral. And so for me, like right now, my Honda S2000, it's been up for 8 hours and it's got 91 views. 91 views. I have 6,543 subscribers. So maybe let's say all my subscribers are like one, that means like 1.5% of you have even watched it. And so I don't know how many videos I'll make on that. I struggle as a content creator because, I don't always want to go out there and do races. Number one, because, YouTube, and depending on the state you live, I've seen some YouTubers get arrested for it. I could do that. I could show modifications on the car. Those do okay. But kind of the opinionated, if you put a video out right now, 7 things I hate about this, 7 things I love about this, that's where you'll get a lot of views. And some of my crappiest videos, in my opinion, that took me maybe one take to do or just a few minutes to shoot, gets my most views. Or like if you guys try to figure out a camera setup to try to record audio where the wind's not blowing too loud, to try to get POV footage and some of that, it's terrible. They don't do well. And so I guess I'm just letting you guys know, like as a YouTuber, like, I don't like the videos I've been shooting over the last 6 months in front of my house with the sunset because it's just me blobbing. It's just me talking. I'd much rather be driving the car. I like cinematics. I had somebody say, Austin, why don't you put your outro at the start of your videos? Well, I've done that before. And if you watch the YouTube analytics, people immediately drop down and then they come back. And so, people don't like a lot of loud, annoying music in the videos. I've looked at a lot of analytics and a lot of stuff over the years, but I have a hard balance because the videos I want to make won't make money and they won't be popular. And in fact, they'll actually hurt my channel. I can continue to pump out WRX videos and talk about, hey, why Subaru chose this fabric for this seat. And like I feel like a sellout when I do that. I don't want to do that. And so I'm having a hard mixture, but if you guys haven't checked out my Honda S2000 video, and it leads me kind of my next point is we are going to kill off the enthusiast market for cars. A lot of us are. I think the bloggers, I've watched some of the bloggers talk about, the Acura Integra or the Honda Civic Type R or the WRX or any new car that comes out. And we are so picky and so spoiled with what we get. The older cars were so much more analog. And I get it's vloggers and people's jobs to review cars. But these are people that are sometimes in a car for 30 minutes. They don't drive the car for 5,000 or 6,000 or 10,000 miles. And the problem too is a lot of people, they're not buying those cars. Now, I did see that manuals, according to Matt Moran, has had like an uptick in you know, in people like getting them. But, you know, BMW now is getting out of the manual transmission market. The Volkswagens, the GTI, and the Golf Rs, they're not going to have a manual transmission, and it's an interesting thing. But for me as a YouTuber, I'm always trying to find like kind of like that sweet spot. But what I've always promised is to be authentic and real with you guys. And, you know, for me, it's hard because like a S2000 is a dream car. And it's like, I don't understand how more than not 90 people can click on a video in 8 hours. Like it's, and if you look at, I'll go through my last videos over like that same time frame. So if I go over my last videos in that same time frame, videos that took me a lot less time to edit. And I'm afraid, you know, like if I look at, uh, you know, during the same time frame, all of my videos have been 400 to 600 views in that same time frame, 400 to 600, and that's 2000s at 90. So I don't know what type of videos I'll make, guys. I run a fine line between being a sellout. I'll be honest with you guys. I have another car that you guys don't even know about. I have another car that is pretty exciting, and the reality is that car won't do as good as the previous car that was on my channel, and I know why it won't. And so, you know, I run that challenge because I see big YouTubers out there, and even if you're big, yeah, you can do what you want, but you know, if there's certain people that if they moved away from Dodge or if they moved away from a certain platform and went to another one, it hurts you. It completely hurts you. And it's an interesting game. People, you guys don't understand like YouTube, how hard it is to make it, how hard it is to create content, to edit, to be consistent, to do all of those things. It's challenging. But back to the car segment. I think there's still a lot of people that love enthusiast cars. However, the manufacturers aren't producing a ton of them. Dealers are ruining it by marking them up or having them sit on lots, so therefore it reports back to the manufacturers they don't sell. You know, people aren't as interested, especially as gas prices, you know, and V8s and different things, and this whole being sold on electric movement, you know, is a whole nother conversation and piece. But it's a weird time to be a car enthusiast because, like, I feel like vloggers are being way too picky about cars, and you could probably throw me in that category. But like, just to be able to like what Toyota's doing with the GR Corolla, the Honda's doing with the Civic Type R, with the Integra Type S is amazing and should be applauded. Like, you know what Subaru is doing, they've stuck to the same formula and it's been amazing, you know, and it's tough. You know, it's it's hard because, you know, vloggers will be like, well, the steering feels 20% numb in this corner, and like it's so stupid. You know, like people are talking about cars that they don't own them, and that's why I've taken a different approach. I could be a lot more happy, or I could make a lot more money, I should say, not more happy, if I started reviewing cars. Like, hey guys, look at this minivan that I care nothing about, or hey guys, look at this truck that I don't care about. That's more popular, and that'll get a lot more views and a lot more popularity. But I feel like that's selling out, and that's something that I just don't want to do. So I need to find kind of like that right balance of videos that I want to make, that I want to bring to you guys. I'm debating on when I want to reveal this new car, because once I do, I don't think it'll do as well on there. But I hope you guys can maybe enjoy, you know, some of the content I do create. I'm not going to ask you guys to watch stuff you don't. Obviously, the videos will speak for themselves. But you know, I think it's interesting. It's very interesting. It's I don't think you guys realize, like, you know, like on my main car channel on Instagram, I have 10,000 followers. That's hard to get. And that took a lot of time to get. I have actually three car Instagram accounts. I have one that has 900 followers on it, and I get way more views on my posts on the 900 followers than I do on the 10,000. Like, there's certain elements that you get into in these algorithms on social media sites that can really hurt you or help you. And it's tough. It's a tough balance. But I love the S2000, guys. If you haven't seen my detailing video on that, it's over on Gone in 60 Detailing. If you're into detailing cars, that's my second YouTube channel. It's starting to do pretty good. It's still really small, but you know, I'm gonna kind of contemplate the videos I want to make, because I got to make money at what I'm doing, because you know it's a lot of money to pay for the cars, but I also want to be true to who I am. And so I just wanted to share with you guys a perspective of why. I mean, I've had the S2000 for 3 or 4 months, and there's a reason I haven't put that video out on it, just because of what I'm experiencing right now. And it's fine. Maybe it's not that great of a video. I wanted to get the sound better in it, but it's all good. For sure. Let me see. Let me go through some of these. Heavy Metal Rex is awesome. If you guys are into WRXs, check out his channel. practice channel. Hey, Gone in 60, this is an interesting topic. What are your goals for the channel? Honestly, my goals for the channel, YouTube's never going to be a full-time job for me. It would be a dream if it could be. For me, it's paying for 2 or 3 cars would be my goal. That I make enough videos, that I make a big enough following. The reality is there's a reason I don't get sponsorships from a lot of different companies, because I also don't kiss companies' ass. I just tell it like it is. If I like a platform, I'll be honest. If I don't like it. Like, I could kiss way up more to certain suppliers, certain vendors, but like I guess my goal for the channel is to be me and to kind of do it my way. But financially, I'd love for it to be able to pay for 2 or 3 cars. I don't want to just take that money and just pocket it or put it towards my house. I want to pump it into cars because I'm a car enthusiast. I want to own lots of different cars. And yeah, I'm super excited about it. Install videos are the worst in the short term. They are in the long term. They do better. Look at the WRX reviewers were 100% wrong. Yeah, they absolutely are. The WRX platform, guys, I was a hater on that for the looks of it. But if you guys have owned it and driven it, it's one of the, it's an amazing car for the money, and where you can get deals on it, get under MSRP. That's the only regret I had, is not getting it under SMRP. And it's a great platform. And the more people modify and tune those, like a car I have right now, if I were to tune it, I'd need a new clutch. And the WRX, I mean, I've watched Heavy Metal Rex's channel, how many times he's dropped it. I watched your last video the other day. You've launched like 300 or 400 times. I mean, it's incredible. So the reviewers are wrong. And that's where I struggle is we need to buy these cars, but they've also gotten so unattainable and so unaffordable. It's really hard to. But a lot of these vloggers, it's for clicks, it's for different things. And like, I'm gonna have so much fun when I watch all of these Dodge content enthusiasts, when Dodge doesn't make those cars anymore, or don't make V8s for a little bit, or until we get a different president and then they come back to making them again. Like, what they're going to have to buy, because they'll start to notice that 2-3-year-old Dodge car or 4-year-old Dodge car isn't doing so well on YouTube. And even though they tell you it's not about the views, it 1,000% is. Jordan, congrats on getting your dream car. Thanks. I'm excited to share that with you guys. Had 13,500 miles, found it in Boise. I actually had been watching it for about 4 or 5 months. It's yeah, one of the reasons I had to make some financial decisions. It has strapped me a little bit because it's not cheap, but and it's interesting. So yeah, let's see. For me, the S2K was something I missed 20 years ago, but had a WRX and MR2 instead. Both amazing cars. Watching something that's not an option to buy that I should have bought isn't a positive experience. I'm happy for you though. And I think that's a very fair comment. Like, people like for me, I love detailing products. If there's a detailing product that I want to look at, I go start searching for those videos. Or this new car that I bought, I find myself subscribing to those types of people and audiences. And that's why, you have to stay new and you have to stay current. And I'm going to reach a point too in my YouTube career or journey where I don't like the way the cars are going, where it's all electric, where it's all digital. I'm very much an analog guy. I like speed, I like horsepower, I like sounds, I like all of that, but it's not about the fastest car for me. It's about what delivers me the most enjoyment and experience driving. And I'm going to reach a point here soon, because cars are starting to become just so expensive that it's hard to kind of continue to play that game of evolving and kind of do that. Let's see. Paul S. Hey, Paul, good to hear from you, man. Hey, awesome. Congratulations on your dream car. I love it. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. And that's really what it's all about. Like, that car is a great car. It's a car I won't lose money on. And it'll do really well. It'll do really well. Let's see. I support that and see your vision. It sounds like sustainable passion for cars. Yeah, I just wanted to pay for cars. That's it. Heavy Metal Rex, even those guys change the new market and the new audience will show up. And that's the thing about content creators that I've noticed, is they have to constantly evolve. And you do. You reach a plateau too in subscribers, in certain platforms, you're eventually gonna fan out. And that's why you see different people switch up brands. I've switched up brands a lot, number one, because of that. I wanted it to be more about me and less about the car. It's funny, you sell a car like Heavy Metal Rex. If you sold your WRX and did a video about it, you'd have a fun look at your analytics on subscribers lost. But it just happens, and then you'll pick up new people on the new platform, and it's just kind of an ever changing thing. But it's interesting. You have to evolve, you have to change. And the sad thing with YouTube is it's so much about clicks. It's a lot of clickbait crap. There's some channels I just don't watch because it's like, it's I don't know. It's like I got my new car tinted, a different car tinted you guys don't even know about. Could I have done a video on that? But if you guys seriously want to watch a video on my window tint on my car, you might not be the right audience for me. I just don't feel right doing a video on that, in my opinion. But to those that do it, great. Let's see. Have a WRX and Bear Z on orders. Your definitely are part of helping make those decisions. So were videos by Heavy Metal Rex. Appreciate that. Yeah, Heavy Metal Rex. He is the spokesperson, I think, for the WRX community. I do okay at it, but yeah, Oasis is a lot more involved in it and does does a good job with it. Especially as early in the game to come for WRX, I have to maintain as long as I can if I want to continue to grow. The future, if I end up at 100 subscribers, yeah, I could change, but only then will people follow. Otherwise, they'll run away. Once you have a niche, you got to hold on to it. And it's true, you do. If I would have hung on to my Dodge Challenger Scat Pack, I think I could have been as big as OC Motivator, or maybe even the realms of Eraser X. I really do. I sincerely do. But I made the choice to change. The Camaro, I think I could have made a really good. I think I had a lot of subscribers on my Camaro. The Ford didn't do very good, but I actually really liked the Bullet. It was good. The Camaro I could have stuck with. The WRX, that's been doing very well for me, and hope to. I guess for me too is I want to make sure that I provide videos that help people, like review wise, like whether it's I run out of video ideas. Like after I've done 30 or 40 videos on a car, it's really hard for me to make videos that I feel are valuable or helpful for you guys. Sure, I could do a video of, hey, I put these new floor mats in my car and it's 10, 12 minutes long. But it's really true. Once you get a niche, you kind of have to stay in it. And that's why there's some YouTubers that have done well with older cars, but that's their niche and that's what they started in. But to try and break into a new niche is really tough. And, I've done it 3 or 4 times now and it's helped and it's grown. And then it also flatlines. And then when you move away from it, it hurts. Then you got to build it back up. But YouTube's interesting. Like if you guys are getting into this to make a lot of money, you will make a lot more money going and flipping burgers at McDonald's than you will being a YouTuber. It's nothing crazy. In full transparency with you guys, let's see. I'll share with you guys. I have, let's see. I have almost 6,600 subscribers. I have total views on my channel, which I don't do very many shorts because I don't know. I just not super big into the shorts game. So I've got about 1.4, 1.5 million views. On my watch time, I have on average, let's see. So I usually get about, let's see, September. I'm usually each day on watch time. Let's see, that's not right. Hang on, takes a minute to get there. Let's see, listen days. I'm usually getting about 150, 170 watch hours a day. Views a day, I am getting roughly about 3,000 views a day. And I'll make about anywhere from about 350 to about 450 a month. And then any money that I get on Amazon. So I get about $100 on Amazon. My detailing channel, I get a couple bucks a month. So as you guys click on product videos and different things, that definitely on links on videos, Amazon links, get commissions for that. I was making money on Instagram. So overall, I mean, I make enough that it pays for my S2000 payment. It doesn't make the payment for my other car, but I think that's a win, and also the tax write-off. It's definitely interesting. Let's see. You're absolutely right. The money is not there when you start out. It just isn't. I'll be honest, I make $200 a month since February, and that can't even wipe my ass. Dude, always you're funny, man. I need to hang out with you sometime. If you weren't doing YouTube, what car would you have stopped at, or would you still be getting new cars? I'd still be getting new cars. I'm grateful for YouTube because it got me into a platform. I remember when I decided to get my Dodge Challenger Scat Pack. I was riding over with my boss to a movie. We called it Salesman Matinee. We closed a big deal, and so we went over, and we were driving over in his M2, and we went to go see Ford versus Ferrari. The movie didn't inspire me in getting a Ford. It inspired me in getting my dream car, which is a Dodge Challenger. You know, watching Vanishing Point and that back in the day. And I decided then I wanted to make more money and I wanted to have those cars. And so I switched jobs. You know, I went from running sales and marketing to getting into more of a sales job at a software company that where I've been at the last 4 or 5 years. And so YouTube got me into cars, or I guess it gave me a platform to talk about it more, and it's been very satisfying for me and what I get out of it. But I would still be doing it, Jordan. What's funny is where I've had my S2000 and my other car, you know, I've worked on them. It's actually really refreshing not having to work on a car and film a video. Like, if you guys haven't checked out Heavy Metal Rex, he just installed a whole bunch of parts on his car. I guarantee you that kicked his ass to film, to edit, to review, to put up, you know, to link it, you know, to make sure he's taking good job, you know, good care of parent. And those are hard. Those are not easy to do. But there's something really refreshing about working on a car. What's hard for me is the keyboard warrior sometimes, because I'd like to meet all of them in person and be able to have some fun together, whether it's throwing on the boxing gloves or what, because there's so many keyboard warriors out there. And anymore, I either write a sarcastic comment, mute them, or delete them, or say, hey, great opinion. I love it. But I still would be doing it. Uh, but it is refreshing being able to do it and not have to film videos on it, because what you think is great, someone else might not, you know, and that's the challenge with YouTube is you don't make a lot of money. And but what also it's great is I can also delete people. I can say, nope, I can attract the people that I want to attract. But it's interesting. To how much time I spend on the channel, I also spend every waking minute thinking of video ideas and networking social media, because it's more than just making people. Yeah, people, you guys just, I mean, it's to be a content creator. I mean, I've made over those videos. So my history on YouTube, I have made in, let's see, and it's decent. I've made $9,000 on YouTube since May 3rd of 2020. So I've been doing it for 3 years. I think I have 370 videos out. If you do the math on that, that's only about maybe $3,000 a year. And you guys would think, and you know, ways I hate to share this with you, but like it doesn't necessarily like YouTube, unless like a video like really pops. Like I have made almost what I make the same from when I started my channel. It just kind of fluctuates. Now, sure, I've had days where I make, you know, 19, 20 bucks and I do a lot better with certain videos. And it also depends on the time of year too. Depending on your channel, you know, I've had like Christmas time and before Christmas time really good where advertisers are willing to spend more. During COVID was pretty good because advertisers were trying to reach people, which where they were at, which was online. So when you guys watch those videos, that's how we make money. But it's interesting, you know, the tax write-offs are probably some of the better benefits because you definitely go into the negative. You know, I was adding up this year how much I've spent on my cars versus how much I've made this year on YouTube, Instagram, and Amazon. And I think overall, if you're not even counting like car payments, if you're not counting interest or anything in that, just parts that I've paid for or supplies, I probably, and this isn't considering car payments, anything like that, I've probably made like around 5,000 this year, maybe 6,000, probably closer to 6,000, and I've spent about $13,000. That's not including interest. That's including maybe a car that I just recently shipped here. That's all my detailing supplies, all the products, all the things that I do. So if you look at it from our standpoint, from a content creator, you pour all this money, you pour all this time. People think that we're just like getting like super rich in what we're doing, and it's like it's you know it's and you'd look at channels that are 4 and 5 times. The one thing I do think that I'm excited to see is when my channel does grow, because I do think I make decent for the amount of subscribers I have. I've watched some other channels that they have 60 plus thousand subscribers and they're making, you know, maybe $1,000 a month. So I'm not too far off from that. But what you're going to notice and what I could share with you guys like in a month or two is you'll see my revenue like drop drastically, because you know where today I'm normally getting 1,000 views on a video, I got 100, and then I'll affect my next video. So I don't mean to complain. It's a choice that I make. It's a choice that I do. But I've always promised to be real with you guys, honest with you guys on what I'm doing. But I do enjoy it. I do love it. I don't want to quit. It's something I really like. But I need to think through my content a little bit better, because I would like to invest more into cameras, into different stuff. And I know I've been saying that. I actually bought another camera that you saw on the S2000 video. It was the Osmo Action 2, which is pretty cool. It's magnetic and just kind of attached to different metal places on the car to get some different shots. But you know, it's hard to at the same time. It's like, do I make the videos that I know people will watch and make money, but I also hate filming? Or do I film the videos that make me no money that doesn't then pay for my car payments, that puts me more in debt? Is that the best choice? So anyways, guys, it's small problems. I'm sure my buddy Josh is watching this and calling me a wimp right now and ungrateful, but definitely blessed. But happy to answer any questions you guys have. I don't know when I'll be revealing the new car. You know, I was also going to think of just continuing to make Toyota GR86 videos, which I still will make. I have some other comparisons and stuff and other footage that I'll make. And but you guys might be seeing videos of cars that I've sold previously, if that helps my channel, if that helps the statistics. For those of you interested in the WRX community, Subaru just rolled out their TR version of the WRX. Typically, the TR version was a cheaper version of the WRX, but instead you're being able to get Recaro seats, iAssist, all of that technology, Brembo brakes, all of the amazing goodies. And it is, yeah, it's, I think I saw the price. It was on Car and Driver. I don't think this is right, because if this is right, Subaru is not going to sell them. They didn't upgrade the power or anything. And, you know, it is, let's see, 40, I think it said 46 or 48,000. Like, that's not right territory for that car. Like, if you had another 30, 40 horsepower, slap an STI badge on it, now you're talking, now you're cooking. So it's really interesting. So I'm glad Subaru gave this as like a trim level option. I wish they would have, and it only comes in a manual, so I'm a-okay with that. Subaru in their GT trim, and for those of you who aren't following, did their Subaru Sports transmission, the SPT, it's CVT. I actually heard it's pretty good. I haven't driven one, so I can't really comment on it. That was the top line trim that had all the dampers, had drive modes, had all sorts of stuff, and it was in the low 40s. But this new TR model comes with some different wheels, Brembo brakes, all the other things that I mentioned. If they're going to price around 46, 48, I doubt they're going to make a lot of those, but I doubt they're going to sell a whole lot of those. If they had that priced at 42, sure, I could see that selling. But where you didn't really upgrade, I think they changed some stuff in the steering and a couple other things. I just don't see that selling very well, Subaru. If you slap an STI badge on there and increase the horsepower, sure. But it's a great platform. Let's see. Heavy Metal Rex is hot garbage. I'm actually driving right now to Orlando, and I'll be at Subi Fest tomorrow, but I'm not excited. Well, I'm excited to see your videos, man. Jordan, yikes. What about a comparison series of GRX directly against the S20? It would relate to the one we can get to the one that got away. That's what I will do. The problem is I will for sure talk about it. I don't like necessarily just having a car there and talking about it. I like being able to like drive and show and different things. And when you don't have a car anymore, it's hard to have all the footage that you want to be able to do it. But I know that would do well. So I absolutely will. And I'll be comparing my new car to other cars that I've had. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. I just need to figure out when I want to roll it out. But I will say this, it was a hard car to find. It was a hard car to get at MSRP, where almost every dealership in the country was marking it up, and didn't pay markup, and it'll be fun. I'm excited for it. But no, guys, I like doing YouTube. It's a lot of fun, but it's I wanted to at least kind of give you guys a behind the scenes of what it's like kind of being a YouTuber. You know, like even this live right now, I hate it. And the reason I hate it is because I have nothing on my wall. The lighting's poor. It's the marketing side of me just cringes. It's not very good. The audio's not very good. But you know, I think the best thing about being a YouTuber is just being consistent and not trying to be perfect. And you got to get videos out there. But I enjoy it. I'm enjoying my detailing channel. It's now making about $1.50 a day, and I know that sounds silly, but I'm actually really excited because for a while I was only making 30 cents a day. So it's now only it's making $1.50, which YouTube will only pay you when you get $100. And so every 3 months I'll get $100. And hey, honestly, I'm not complaining. Like, I love that. Like, my whole goal in doing this is I'd love my detailing channel enough to get sent products from vendors that I could review and test. and to be able to do car videos that pays for my cars. That's my two goals. That's what I want to do. And even if I don't get that, I'm still going to keep going. I don't care. I like cars too much. It's in my DNA. What I love about cars, for those of you who don't know me, I love golf. Played golf in high school. I played a lot of other sports. Played football, basketball, baseball. Wrestled at points in my life. Soccer. I think I tried track for a day and then I quit. But I've done a lot of different things throughout my career, like sports in high school and all of that. And golf was one that I always associated with, and the thing that I struggle with golf is what I love about YouTube is, and what I've learned is, like in golf, you can't attach your scorecard to your self worth. You can't attach your bad holes to your self worth or even your good holes. Like golf sometimes would depress me so much that I was just like, man, I suck. I'm not good at anything, blah, blah, blah. What I love about cars is they don't judge me. I don't write down a score at the end of it. Sure, I mess up on something. My Honda S2000, I burned through the clear coat on one spot a little bit. And you know what I said? It's okay. It's fine. Someday, maybe I'll get that part repainted, but I made the car look way better than what it was. It had so many scratches and it looks so good, you guys. It looks like it looks like it rolled off the showroom floor. And there's a passion and there's there's something soothing about being in the garage on a Friday night or Saturday night or any night of the week, have your favorite drink, have your favorite playlist going, and just detailing your car, or taking the top down and go for a cruise, or driving, just going to a gas station to go grab a snack and you have your windows down and your music pumping. Like there's nothing better than that. And I love cars. It's in my DNA. It's in my blood. Uh, I struggle with where the industry's going. I think it's really big on who we elect for our next president. I'm sorry, guys, but if a Democrat stays in office, they are going to ruin the car market. What they've done in terms of oil and gas and different things and pipelines, and like Racer X actually has a really good video that I suggest all of you guys watch if you want to learn something really interesting. And I applaud you, Racer X. It's a really good video. It is about Tesla and their credits on electric cars. He made it about 2 or 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, but go check it out. It will blow your mind that manufacturers pay all of these fees to electric manufacturers. And, it's interesting. I'm really happy with Ford. I don't know if I like the S650 Mustang over the S550. I can't really give an honest opinion because I haven't driven it. But I applaud that Ford is continuing to keep V8s alive, that they're continuing to keep manuals alive. The GTI, it's really sad that they're going to move that to electric in the Golf R. That's been one of the long-standing staples in the industry. If Subaru, if they really do roll out plans to go all electric or with the STI or not have like combustion, guys, we got to find a way to continue to buy these cars if it makes sense, if you can get them at a good deal. But the manufacturers are also hurting themselves on this. But it's really sad for me. And I probably will venture off into not buying new cars and probably buying older cars because that's what speaks to me. That S2000, there's something about just not worrying about traction control, not worrying about anything other than just drive it. And I think, I think electric makes sense for a commuter, for something like that. But as long as there's a world where we can have both or do it, but the amount of pressure that is on electric, and my wife has a friend who said, gosh, since I bought my electric car, they did something with the power. The electric companies are charging more for electricity. I don't know why my bill's so much higher. And my wife goes, well, you realize your electric car, costs money to charge. Like that is sometimes the lack of knowledge that people have around electric. And what I love asking electric people is, well, where do you think that power comes from to charge it? Next time you're at the gas pump, look at the little sticker on there and see how the roads are paid for and all of those taxes. But I just think it's really important. I don't agree with a lot of either side politically, and I don't mean to make this in a political video, but who you guys vote for and the policies that they have, especially for the car enthusiast markets, if we continue down the road that we're going, it's all you'll be able to buy is electric cars. Like that's it. And sure, it might be going that way, but it's so funny. California announces that, hey, by this date, we're no longer going to sell new gasoline cars. And the next day they go, hey, can you guys not do laundry at this time? Or can you not run your AC because the power grid can't handle this electricity? Our nation cannot handle all the electricity that's going through. And the batteries, we haven't even talked about replacing a battery pack, or how they get those batteries. And it's a topic that I love. Next time you guys look at the dash in your car, those are made by fossil fuels. There's a lot of interesting things. So I'm rambling. I'm going down all sorts of rabbit holes. You guys are. I'm gonna lose so many subscribers from this video, but whatever. I don't care. Find some other ones. But no, I'm excited. I really miss my Mazda RX-8. I really regret selling that car. It was a ticking time bomb, sure, just like any rotary. But man, I miss the Mazda RX-8. That was such a fun car. Slow car, but man, that was such a fun car. That sound, shifter feel, the the suicide doors in the back made it so nice. Putting my kids in there, man, I want another Mazda RX-8, but it's gonna have to be a really clean one. But I regret selling that. Had 40,000 miles when I sold it, so really interesting. And let's see, changes, but always change for the better. We have to support it, otherwise it dies. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I miss the Mazda RX-8. You had 3 RX-7s. So I'd love an FD RX-7. Oh, I'd want one so bad. I'd love one, but I will do one of those when I'm in a much better spot financially, because I would go into that knowing that probably eventually I'm going to be paying for an engine rebuild on one of those. So I definitely would. I would definitely go in with a different mindset. I saw Honda Prelude that looked awesome that I'd like. I've dabbled about getting back into V8s. Came really close before this car I was buying to get back into a Mach 1. Not back into, but into a Mach 1. I do miss my Bullitt Mustang. That car is special. I hated it at the time, but I've learned to appreciate it a lot more. Supra was such a great car. And guys, sometimes too, I've had to make business decisions financially. A couple of the cars that I sold for more money than what I paid for. Yeah. So, but I look at, we do need to get, so Jordan, you say we do need to get a more reliable, safer energy, regardless of how it impacts our hobby. Our future is more important than what we enjoy, unfortunately. I get that, but I also disagree with that. Where does electricity come from? How do we get that? You're lying to yourselves. Everybody's lying to yourselves. I've seen studies. If you think electric cars are better for our environment, they are better for the environment after like 2 or 3 years of driving. And what's more harmful for our environment are gas stoves. There's a lot of studies that have been done. Electric cars in their assembly, getting the batteries, manufacturing the batteries, which is a limited resource, by the way. How are you going to dispose of all those batteries? And you don't think that over time is going to be just as toxic? I'm sorry, but it's wait till. I mean, what is it going to do to what are mechanics going to do? What are they going to work on? What is that industry going to work on? What happens? I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. It's I don't know. It's interesting. But I don't buy that electric is better for the environment. I don't. It's gas cars are better for the environment upon making them, and sure, over the lifetime, electric cars are better. But we have power grids that can't sustain them. And what do you think is going to happen when everybody moves to electric? You don't think electric companies will jack the prices up? You think it saves you money or it's safer? It's all a game, and it's all just going to do this, and it's all going to kind of come back around. And I do think we should have electric. I do think we should, have both. I really do. And I do think we should have different options. But the problem is too, Jordan, you'll realize this is not a fair game. Go watch Racer X's video on, do you know that Dodge and Ford and so many companies, they have to buy credits from Tesla. They give money to Tesla to be able to still sell cars with engines in them. The whole EPA and all of it, guys, it is a corrupt joke of a system. It is completely unfair. I'm all for a better world, a better environment, but do any of you want to get in an electric airplane? I sure as hell don't. What happens when somebody finds a way to eventually crack into a grid or completely blow up a grid, and then your car doesn't charge? You can't get anywhere. Like, I think electric should be there, but I also think we as consumers should have a choice. I don't think it should be forced on us. Next time you guys watch a football game this weekend, or next time you watch the Super Bowl, I want you guys to tell me, how many advertisements do you see for a new electric car? And how many advertisements do you see for a gas car? I bet you almost see nothing for a gas car. And if it is, maybe it's for a truck. Talk about trucks. Talk about heavy semis and different things and how it is to transport stuff. I know it's not popular, guys. And I know I'm not going to win everybody over on it, but your phones, your phone cases. There are thousands and millions of things. Just search for products made from fossil fuels. It's not just gas. So the people that just say, hey, electric is better for us, how that material is mined and the limited resources that are, how do you dispose of it? We're facing the same problems. We really are. And there's much other things like when I walk by, like what frustrates me more is when I walk by a restaurant and or a building and it's just tumbling out black smoke everywhere. And it's like, where's the regulation around that? And you're worried about my car, like there's a lot of other problems. There's a lot of other things, but I don't know. I know it's not popular, but what'll happen, eventually, like all of these workers on strike, the UAW or whatever, I guarantee you Ford and all these companies are looking into ways to not having employees. Like I went to McDonald's the other day, didn't even place my order with someone. I just placed it on a machine. They're back there making food. Wait till machines can start making the food, which isn't far off or probably already happening. You have the, what is it, the Waco or whatever. I had some of my employees take that where it was a driverless car that drove them around. Like we as consumers eventually, it's like they're going to replace those jobs. Like thousands and thousands of people will be out of jobs because guess what, guys? The more money those guys ask for in money, they will, they will, they'll continue to do it. But always you're right. But take it this way: 9 out of 10 times I go to McDonald's, my order's wrong, and that's true. Humans, if you look at like quality, if you look at quality, and it's definitely interesting. The new Ford Mustang, I don't know if machines are painting those or people are painting those. They're still having big problems. Go look at Chicago Auto Pros video on the paint quality for the new Mustang. It's really interesting. It's terrible. It's not good. And if machines can do it better and it's cheaper and it's lower overhead, it makes sense. Like, so I work in the call center industry. I work in call center software, and maybe the government's going to come after me now, and maybe I'll get fired because I'm speaking my mind, or maybe I'll have the woke society completely end it. But what's funny is our software allows companies to interact with customers, right? Whether that be over phone, email, chat, text, wherever it is. But honestly, the whole goal of our software is to not have to make them talk to a human, because humans are the most expensive piece of a call center. It's going to be no different for auto manufacturers. And these people striking, all they're doing is going to you're going to make manufacturers go, does it make sense to have these employees? Now, I think it's wrong. I think a lot of those people are underpaid. I think there's different. I think there's different things companies could do. They could choose different profitability and all of that. But I guarantee you, when they raise people's wages, you think they're just going to eat those costs? They're going to pass them right along to the consumers. And for those manual enthusiast cars, anything, it's going to make them even more unattainable, and people aren't going to buy them. And we're just going to be stuck driving around cheap Toyota Priuses in the future. And you're going to get run over by them because you can't hear them coming down the road. That's a little dramatic. So, David Lowe, where was the debate about EVs and windmills? I don't know too much on the whole windmill thing. I know there's a lot. Windmills. I know I just don't know enough on the windmills part, David, to probably really have an opinion on it. A lot of people who didn't want to embrace it. My mother worked at Macy's for 17 years, and every time there was a new computer system, she would complain. It is true. I just am not convinced that electric is better. I'm not. A lot of electric cars are still powered by coal. They're powered by energy produced by coal, but people don't want to realize that. I'm just not convinced. I don't think our country's power grid is sustainable to do it. I think it'll get better. I think battery technology and a lot of other things will get better, but we're still going to be stuck in the same problem. New technology. I'm for hybrid. I don't know why these companies just skipped past hybrid, but I'd love to have a turbo car, maybe with some hybrid assist for horsepower if I could have a manual transmission. But like we just went from I just really think if you really dive behind the history of it, I don't think it's necessarily about what's better for the world. I just think it's what's better. That there's just a lot of tax things. You don't think the government likes the gas guzzler tax and what people have to pay and what that goes to? I just don't buy it. I don't buy that it's better, and that's okay. It's my opinion. I know technology changes, but I'm not going to drive around in a sewing machine, and I'm just going to be a manual enthusiast car lover and be honest with the cars that I have. And that's because the only way capitalism lives, if it keeps growing, companies are here to make money, not to provide living wages or jobs to people. I mean, and I tell this to people all the time. Like, if you think your company, is looking out for you, cares about you, they don't. Sure, they might, but at the end of the day, they're going to make decisions. You can be replaced, and that's it. It's as simple as that. I can be replacing my job right now. The government could look me up and go, "Hey, he is talking bad about EPA, or vote for someone else, and you might get gas." I could be fired, and they'll replace me. They will. And the problem is companies are constantly looking for ways to make more money and to line their pockets more. Because if they make the shareholders happy, they get more shares. And Mark Lloyd, I don't want to drive an appliance. Give me an 84-year-old Volkswagen GTO with a manual transmission, please. A effing man. And the best thing that we can do, guys, is not buy them. Like, it's so funny. I think everybody, like, and if you want to get me down a COVID rabbit hole, that's a whole nother even issue and topic. Like, I think we blindly do stuff because we think we're told that's the way it should go or what it should be. And I don't know. I just, there's a lot of studies and stuff. It's just so funny how people form such strong opinions about stuff like, masks or electric. And it's like, I mean, every Uber driver that I get into, some have had Teslas and others, I talk to them about it. And we have fun conversations about it. But I think if I were an Uber driver, I'd have an electric car. I absolutely would, because the amount of money to spend on oil changes, fluid flushes, that makes sense for them. But what I don't like is our company or our industry eventually just saying, no, this is all we're going to make. We're cutting this off. We're cutting this off. It's because they're forced to. They don't want to. A lot of them don't want to. It's really expensive. I see Ford and others canceling billion-dollar factories and others, and then they're shoving it down your throat thinking that they're selling like amazingly. And sure, they're going to run out of buyers. They are. Would anyone buy a 5-year-old EV? I sure as hell wouldn't. Would you buy a 5-year-old Toyota Camry? Would you buy a 10-year-old Toyota Camry? Would you buy a 15-year-old Toyota Camry? I would. And I'd have belief that it could go 300,000 miles. An EV, the more you drive that, the more you charge it. Some people they don't even understand that using superchargers, Tesla superchargers, I know people, that's all that they put it on. You're going to kill your battery. And wait till you have to replace a battery, and you think that's expensive versus an engine. That's really the whole cost of the car is the battery. I see these people driving their Teslas through water, and then they have failure. Yeah, it's not 100% bulletproof. It's same with an engine. But I don't care to go buy a 5-year-old EV. It's the same reason I don't go buy a 5-year-old electric scooter for my daughter, or a 5-year-old car, because I'm probably going to have to replace that battery. And until the price of batteries for a car get significantly cheaper, which they won't, not drastically, not like that, it's still going to be 15, 20, 30, $40,000 to replace a battery pack in a car. I just, and I don't know. Anyways, I went down a rabbit hole. I apologize, but I also don't. Why am I even apologizing? That's what I believe. That's what I think. It's what I feel. And that's who I am. And it's the same with YouTube. It's the same with a lot of other stuff. But I've always promised to be real with you guys. I don't care what the consequences are. I will be who I am. I will drive how I drive. I might relook at how I make some of the videos, but that's about it. Let's see. I enjoy driving. I don't care about expenses related to car maintenance. I enjoy that stuff. A GTI has heart and soul. An EV has nothing. It's a light switch. It is. And don't pump fake sound. Don't pump fake sound into my car and tell me, "Ooh, it's amazing," or "Hey, like, where's Dodge on their electric car, by the way? Anybody heard anything on that? They put it in the new Fast and Furious. I don't know if you guys saw that, but they're obviously trying to market it. But where is it? I don't think that car's ready for 2024. I don't. I love the looks of it. Throw an engine in that car and give me a manual. I'll buy it. Absolutely would. I don't care if it's a V6 twin turbo. It doesn't have to be a V8 for me. I've had just as much as fun in V8s as I have turbocharged cars, as 4-cylinder cars. But there's something to be said about a manual enthusiast car, and it's a dying breed. I feel like I am in a Western, and I'm one of the last cowboys standing. And I hope you guys can support my channel. I hope you guys can show interest in that, because manufacturers, people, car dealerships, they're killing off a very strong segment, an enthusiast segment. But I won't keep rambling about all my beliefs. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys for the support. I love doing this. It's frustrating at times, but everything is frustrating. I enjoy doing it. I get a lot of creative outlet on it. Check out my detailing channel if you haven't. If you like detailing, if you don't, no worries. But I've been doing this for several years. We're just gonna keep going. Mark, I'll have my Camaro ZL1 until I die. Practice channel. I will be back for the next live stream. Thanks for food for thought. Absolutely, guys. These are just my opinions. This is not. Do I say this is truth? No, those are my opinions. But I'm not afraid to say the things that a lot of people are afraid to say, and that's also why I don't get sponsorship deals. That's also why I don't work with a lot of manufacturers. That's why I don't get flown out to Dodge's event or others event. I should, because if I like something, people would know that I really like it. And the new WRX platform is really, really, really good. It is. I don't have a lot of complaints for it. They did a good job, and it's gotten a lot of hate from people, wrongfully so. But I'll be fair in my reviews. They're just my opinions. You guys can agree or disagree. You think maybe they're small or they're big, but yeah, if you guys have a chance, check out my Honda S2000 content, or don't. No one else is. But thank you guys for watching. We will catch you again. Do I miss the Camaro? You should get a Camaro. If you want to message me more, go to my Instagram, gonein_60. Message me there. I'll give you opinions. But I do miss the Camaro. I was looking at getting into LT1s. Like I said, guys, for me too, I want to make videos around platforms that I feel haven't been done. And what I struggle with the Camaro and also the Dodge platform, and not so much with the Mustang. Mustang's overdone. It's just all the same videos, and I want to make something different. I want to talk about something different. I want to show something different. So if you can get a Camaro, get one. It just definitely depends. So yeah, get a Camaro if you can. They're an amazing car. They're underrated. That's another car that vloggers and auto enthusiasts killed. About visibility, I've done videos on that. I've shared visibility. The 2SS, where you have the mirror that has the camera right there, helps a lot. But if you get into an LT1, it's amazing. That's a car you can get into for 30, high 30s, low 40s to get a V8 manual. It's got the best manual transmission out there in a Tremec out of all three. It does. And the Challenger has a Tremec, but the clutch feel and the shifter engagement, just better in a Camaro. It just is. And it just drives better. The MT82 still is missing. I'm excited to drive the new one to see if it's gotten better. And maybe I was unfair on the MT82. Maybe I was too hard on it. But get a Camaro if you can. But don't pay markup for it. Try to get a good deal. There's a blue one here in Utah, an LT1. I think they want $42,000 for it, but it's got Bose speakers. Definitely not the most decked out. And that's what's kind of been cool about driving cloth seats in my WRX and my GR86. Like, I don't need to have leather. I don't need to have it. It's nice, but what I care more about is the powertrain. But you guys are awesome. Check out Heavy Metal Rex. He is the godfather of the WRX community. I look up to him. He does such a great job with his videos and keeping the platform alive. And you have to applaud people that help move a platform forward. And what I like about Heavy Metal Rex, I know he's the same as me, is that he'll tell you what he likes and what he doesn't like too. And that's what makes him awesome. So guys, keep doing what you're doing. You guys are awesome. Love you. We'll catch you on the next video.